Hi, everyone. Welcome to our 15-minute breakdown for March, the answer to signal loss. We hope everyone has been enjoying this reoccurring series, and we will give some more details at the end for what to expect next month. So before we get started today, why don't we jump into just a few logistics? So the session recording and slides will be sent to your email by end of day in case you would like to go back and watch or to share with your colleagues. Also, you can log back in at any time within the next 15 minutes using the same link that is in your calendar hold or the one that is in your email. You can also download some of our recently released reports. You'll see that in the top right of your screen where it says handouts. So you can download those directly from there. Also, as you are joining our chat, please let us know where you're tuning in from. Looks like I see some people from Denver. Just keep plugging those in there and welcome. Also within that chat, you can submit some questions that we will get to at the end during our live Q&A as time allows. And then finally, we have a couple of poll questions that are live, so make sure to join in via the poll tab that is on the right-hand side of the dashboard if you toggle over from chat to polls, including one that you can let us know if you would like to talk to our teams after the session. And then I will go ahead and introduce myself. My name is Catherine Bishop, Marketing Coordinator at Tinuiti, and I'll be hosting the webinar today. A little bit about Tinuiti. We have mastered the media that matters most. We are the largest independent performance marketing firm across streaming TV and the triopoly of Google, Facebook, and Amazon. We understand that success requires both strategy and channel specialization. That approach wins us awards and recognition across the industry, such as the American Business Stevie Awards and the Shorty Awards, and allows us to help grow some amazing clients like those that you see here. And then we're thrilled to be joined today by one of our industry experts. So I will go ahead and hand it over to him so that he can introduce himself.
Awesome. Thanks, Catherine. Hello, I'm Nirish. I'm the practice lead for emerging tech at Tinuiti. I'm a time traveler. My primary focus is to identify and implement tomorrow's innovative solutions that address the most pressing challenges clients and marketers face today. I've worked in both marketing and technology teams throughout my career and have collaborated closely with leadership to understand the critical issues that keep businesses up at night. By staying ahead of the curve in the ever-changing tech landscape, I'm able to provide forward-thinking solutions that help Tinuiti clients grow and thrive. I'm excited to be able to talk to you all.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nirish. We're glad to have you joining us today. So before we get started, we would love to know from our audience, what is your biggest concern regarding signal loss? So that poll is live right now in the right-hand corner of the dashboard. If you toggle from chat to polls, you'll see that. So is the answer collecting and using first-party data effectively, maintaining customer privacy and compliance with new regulations, maintaining the accuracy of attribution and measurement, or is it maximizing marketing ROI in a world without third-party cookies? So it looks like majority answers are coming in with maintaining the accuracy of attribution and measurement or maximizing marketing ROI in a world without third-party cookies. So great insights for us to have. And I will go ahead and hand it over to you, Nirish.
Awesome. Thanks again. And those are all right answers. So that's the nice thing about that poll. So one more speed bump before we get into it. Let's talk about some things that are true. First up, Meta is still on top. And in the US, that's 175 million monthly active users. Instagram, 143 MAU. That number is 3 billion globally. And 61% of the eligible audience in the US, those over the age of 13, use Facebook, and 50% use Instagram. Next up, 84% of Gen Z, those 27 and younger, use an iPhone. No other demographic skews this way. And while the iPhone user is harder to track, keep in mind that the Apple user makes more money and spends more money. So we have to play by Apple's rules. Last, and you're probably tired of being reminded, but first-party data matters, but remains elusive. But more than that, both regulation and Apple address trust and transparency. So if you're going to collect first-party data, collect and use it responsibly. Now, bring all this up because they're all related to signal loss. So now let's get into it. Signal loss, that thing that keeps Mark up at night. And it's just not him. Signal loss is what every marketer has experienced over the last few years. And it's really important to understand exactly what's going on. And it's that Apple did not block signals on a website. They severed the ability for third-party solutions to freely capture that data, like Facebook, and limited a first-party solution's ability to persist that data, like your email platforms. Those signals are still being generated, but in today's privacy by default world, those signals have nowhere to go. And without a solution, upwards to 70% of signals disappear without a trace. This is signal loss. And what does signal loss look like across the web? Well, 56% of the devices that access the web are mobile. 57% of those are Apple. And while we've seen Google kick the can down the road for cookies, 53% of the browsers that access the web are not Chrome, and they're privacy enhanced, like Safari, Firefox, and Brave. And 47% of the operating systems that power those devices, that run those browsers, are Apple. So you have this privacy fortress. And in 2023, 5 states now have privacy laws. Colorado, Connecticut, Utah, Virginia will start enforcing their laws this year. In my home state of California, we enhanced our privacy laws this year. And finally, bad ad experiences still lead people to continue to use ad blockers, further impacting signal loss. So not only are we dealing with signal loss, but the collection of data because of all this is busted. But there's hope. The first-party pixel is still mighty. And despite the proliferation of advanced data collection methods and solutions, the pixel remains the most powerful tool for collecting online user behavior. This tiny piece of code is essential for collecting an accurate and actionable data that can help your business stay ahead of the competition. And it is hungry, and you have to feed it. So what happens to a pixel when you feed it? And that's what I've been focused on the last couple of months. And you find out that Facebook still works. By feeding that pixel and sending complete data back to Facebook, we saw a significant improvement on ROAS, purchases, and revenue for the clients that we piloted the solution for. What you're looking at is all platform data from Facebook for brands that already had Facebook's signal loss solution, CAPI, installed. And the goal of CAPI is to improve match scores. And when we started with these two companies, their baseline with CAPI was in the 4s. Or to put it another way, that highlighted add to cart event you see there had a 45% match rate. By capturing and sending better data back to Facebook, we improved match rates between 21 and 37% across all events that we measured. This number improves over time as users come back. And because of that mighty pixel, they no longer show up as anonymous. Better data quality enhances the ad personalization, optimization, and measurement capabilities of Meta's technologies, resulting in more effective targeting and relevant ad delivery to your intended audience. And remember, while Meta knows a lot about everything, they're limited to what they know about what happens on your site. That's where collecting first-party data comes in. Now, we didn't just stop there. This mighty pixel that we've been feeding can also improve your email platform. Apple limits first-party tracking, which impacts your ESP. Safari's Intelligent Tracking Prevention, or ITP, limits the lifespan of first-party cookies to just 7 days. This means that after 7 days, websites can no longer track a user's activity on their site using first-party cookies. In the 45 days that we ran this pilot for this luxury brand, and I'm going to round up, the ESP missed nearly 1,000 returning visitors in December. We were able to see them and send them the abandoned cart email that the ESP missed, capturing an additional $5,000 in revenue with a higher AOV and conversion rate. Now, I can't prove this, but remember when I said that the Apple user makes and spends more money and that we can't see them? I kind of feel like with these numbers, we can see them. Higher AOV, higher conversion rate. So how'd we do it? Infrastructure. And if there's one takeaway I want you to take away, is that infrastructure doesn't have to be scary. And in the 15 minutes you're spending with me, that's how long it'll take you to fix your infrastructure to get these kinds of results. And I did this with a company called Blotout. And Blotout does three very important things. First, a very mighty first-party pixel that's placed on your website. Second, a data layer that lives in the domain where your site is hosted. And that data layer belongs to you. It doesn't live in a SaaS platform, and you control it. And the fancy term for this is that it lives on the network edge. So 2 vocabulary words for you today: network edge, infrastructure. And most important, that data layer, owned and permissioned by you, fires that pixel data in real time back to your marketing stack, powering Facebook, TikTok, your ESP, your personalization platform, anything that can really use that data. This is your website collecting and using compliant first-party data to help your business crush privacy, to help you crush the privacy by default present. So I told you I was a time traveler. Welcome to 2019, where you can track again. So in sum, signals are severed, but still there. Collection is busted, but the pixel is resilient. Facebook still works. Your ESP is missing signals. And in the 15 minutes you're spending with us, that's how fast you can implement infrastructure to turn back the clock on signal loss, feed your marketing stack the data, and everybody on your marketing team keep working the platforms they know and love with better data. And that's it. A 15-minute solution on a 15-minute breakdown. Happy to take some Q&A, Catherine, if we have time.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nirish. Yes, we appreciate you being able to provide us those insights in such a small amount of time. So I think we do have just a minute or so for Q&A. I do want to mention the QR code here where you can connect with Nirish after on LinkedIn if you have any follow-up questions for him. So jumping into questions, let's see. So if I have a CAPI installed, shouldn't the Facebook pixel already be sending the same event data that Blotout is sending already?
You would think that, except for Facebook's pixel is limited to what it can collect. They're within that window that I was explaining before. The browsers simply don't allow that data to persist. What Blotout does differently is that data is being written to a data layer that you own. And that's where it's kind of like having a CRM live inside your network. And I think that's the biggest difference. You're not, that control over that data doesn't belong to Facebook, it belongs to you. And then you decide that it goes to Facebook.
Awesome. Thank you, Nirish, for answering that question. I do want to try and keep us on time, so I'll probably just keep us moving along. So I would love to call attention to Tinuiti's Content Hub before we wrap up for the day. So here you can register for upcoming webinars, watch previous recordings, and you can also check out our blog post and guides here. So lots of great stuff. You can click the link that is live in the bottom left hand of the screen to get there. And again, just want to stay as close to those 15 minutes as we can. So we'll go ahead and wrap up. But as a reminder, this will be a monthly reoccurring series with a new topic each time. So since you're already registered for this webinar, you will automatically be registered for all of the following 15-minute breakdowns. So our next one will be April 13th and focused on consumer trends for CPG marketers. So you'll receive a recording even if you aren't able to be there. But again, just a huge thank you to Nirish and to our audience for tuning in. I do want to let everyone know that once you close out of our session, you will be redirected to our feedback form. We would love to hear from you not only about what you thought of our session today, but what topics you would like to see moving forward. So please let us know using that form. Thank you all again, and hope everyone has a great rest of your afternoon.